Okay. Okay. Yes. Rohit. Rohit, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell what we have learned in the last class where we stopped in the previous lecture.
So we discuss about the phase diagram, sir.
Yeah. In the iron carbon diagram, we are talking about the microstructural development in the iron carbon phase diagram, how the microstructural development takes place. Okay. So let me
Yes,
revise
sir.
it very quickly and then we will move forward. So let me do it. Okay, all of you can see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, so what we are talking in the last class, we are talking about the microstructural development in iron carbide system. And in that system, we have taken a steel with a composition 0.4% carbon. Okay, so what we can call the steel which is having this carbon content 0.4%? Yes, if you are having carbon content between this point means 0.02 and 0.8, then which type of steel will it be? Carbon content between 0.02 and 0.8. Which type of steel it will be? Yes, anyone? Because I have taken 0.4% carbon. So this 0.4% is in between this point and this point. This point is 0.02 and this point is 0.8% carbon. So a steel containing carbon greater than 0.02 and less than 0.8, because this is falling in between this concentration is falling in between in these 2 points. Then a steel with this composition, that is 0.4% carbon, is known as which type of steel?
Hypoeutectoid steel.
Correct. Good. So this type of steel is known as hypoeutectoid steel. So we are talking about the microstructural development of hypoeutectoid steel, because I have taken the carbon concentration 0.4%. So not only for this, if you take any alloy, iron carbon alloy, which is having carbon content between these 2 points, then the same type of microstructural development will take place. Now, what I have done in the last class, I have taken an alloy of iron and carbon with 0.4% carbon, and then we have heated it like this. We have heated it and we reached to a single phase region. So by the time you heat the alloy up to this point, whenever it is going to cross this point, this line, everything will be in gamma phase. Means you have taken an alloy, iron carbon alloy with 0.4% carbon, you heated it and you reach to a single phase region, and this you can see here everything is in gamma phase only. So everything is gamma at this point. Now when you are going to cool this alloy, suppose you are cooling this alloy, so by the time you reach to this point, alpha starts appearing, because you can see at any point, if you come to this point, alpha will be there and gamma will be there. So by the time you cool it and come to this point or beyond this point, below this point, alpha will start appearing. So at this point, since alpha is appearing, so you can see here where the alpha will appear at the grain boundary. So you can see the green color I have shown here is nothing but the alpha that is appearing on the grain boundary. So this is the grain boundary, all these are grain boundary, and alpha, this green color, is appearing at this grain boundary. Now as you move below, what will happen? The amount of alpha will increase. So that you can see also by lever rule. When you apply the lever rule, you will find that the amount of alpha will increase. So you here you can see, if you come to this point, so what will happen? This alpha will grow and it will be like this. Please mute yourself. A lot of voice is coming. Let me mute. Okay. Okay, so what we are talking is, as you move down, what will happen? This alpha will grow and it will be like this. Now the question is, when you are going to cool this below this point, below this eutectoid temperature line. So this is the eutectoid temperature line, and we are having this alloy, and now you are here only. When you are going to cool this below this eutectoid, what will happen? The alpha is not going to decompose. It will remain as such. Whatever alpha is formed above this point, above this line, it will remain as such. Why? Because when you cool below this line, alpha is also stable over here. So you can see, if you cool at this point, alpha is also stable over here. So whatever alpha that was already present is not going to decompose. That will remain as such in the microstructure. Now what will happen? Gamma is also there. You can see gamma is also there. This gamma is not stable below this temperature. So you can see here, at any of this point in any region, gamma is not stable. So by the time you are going to move beyond this line, below this line, all this gamma is going to convert into alpha and Fe3C. That is nothing but perlite. So you can see all this alpha that is formed above this point, that will remain as such in the microstructure, that is shown by the green lines, and all the gamma is going to decompose into alpha and Fe3C. So all the gamma is going to transform into alpha and Fe3C, with this alpha will remain as such. Now to differentiate this, so here we are having two type of alpha. One is this type, this alpha is there, shown by the green color, and another here in the perlite, this white region is alpha and this black region is Fe3C. Again alpha Fe3C. So this is the perlite. Okay. Now to differentiate this alpha and this alpha is known as pro-eutectoid alpha or ferrite. Pro-eutectoid ferrite or pro-eutectoid alpha. Why we are doing this? Why we are saying this as a pro-eutectoid? Because this alpha is formed above this temperature and it is remained in the microstructure. That's why we are calling it as a pro-eutectoid alpha or ferrite. Yes, any doubt so far? Yes. Yes, anyone? Arjun? Arjun is there?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so if any of you have any doubt, then please let me know. Okay. So this is about the microstructural development when we are going to take hypoeutectoid steel. So if any of the composition you are going to take between these 2 points, and when you heat it to a single phase region and then cool it, this type of microstructural development takes place. Okay. Only the thing is, when you take different composition, then different amount and different this alpha composition will be there, but the microstructural development will be in the same way. Now next, let me show you this. Now I will just going to show you, just keep this thing in mind. Okay, keep this thing in mind, that final microstructure that we are getting for a hypoeutectoid steel is nothing but pro-eutectoid alpha and perlite. Now I'm going to show you the actual microstructure that has been taken for the hypoeutectoid steel. So let me show you that. Just a minute. See this. Okay. So here you see, I have talked about this composition only. This is the same we have discussed. We have taken a alloy with carbon greater than 0.02 and less than 0.8. So we have taken an alloy between this, and this is what we have discussed so far. Now this is the actual microstructure. You have just have a look into this. So at the room temperature, what we have formed, we have formed pro-eutectoid alpha. So you can see this white region is nothing but the pro-eutectoid alpha, and this is the perlite. So all these are perlite. So you can relate how well the theories relate to the practical. Okay, you can see here. So this is the actual microstructure, and this is contains only what we have discussed. Okay, so here also you can see at room temperature we are having this is the pro-eutectoid alpha, and this is the perlite. Okay, so here in the actual microstructure you can also see that we are having a ferrite over here. A pro-eutectoid alpha is here. This white region, everything this white is pro-eutectoid alpha that is found above this temperature. And this black region, if you zoom it, you can see that there is a lining, means lamella of alpha and Fe3C. So all this black region is nothing but the lamella of alpha and Fe3C. Okay, so all these things you can relate to the practical. Okay, so as of now we have discussed the microstructural development for this hypoeutectoid steel. Now we are going to look for eutectoid steel. Yes, anyone can tell what is eutectoid steel? Yes, what is eutectoid steel?
So steel having composition 0.8% carbon.
Correct, good. So a steel with carbon concentration 0.8% carbon. Okay, then we are going to call it as a eutectoid steel, and this is the point which is referred as the eutectoid point. Okay, so now we are going to take a steel with composition 0.8% carbon, and then we are going to see how the microstructure development takes place.